Hello and welcome to my very first Origins showcase, showcasing my origin, the Skyfallen, a three-impact origin themed around being a sentient meteor. The first ability I will be showcasing of the Skyfallen is Cosmic Impact, an ability that allows you to press Z to launch yourself, or whatever your primary key is, to launch yourself into the air, hovering for exactly 1.75 seconds, after which you will be launched with great force in the direction that you are looking. On impact, you cause an explosion that deals 10 damage to all surrounding entities and launches them away from you. This clears levitation on use, and you do not take damage from this ability, whether it be from the explosion on landing or the fall damage that you would have taken otherwise. Here's the first use of this ability. Just by pressing the primary key, you're launched slightly into the air, you hover there, and then you are flung. As you can see, no fall damage taken, as well as no damage from the explosion, and this explosion does not damage blocks. Something you can do with the Cosmic Impact ability to allow yourself to get a little bit more air time, well, not air time, but air height, is right before you press your primary key, jump, and it will send you significantly more high. As you can see here, again, no fall damage, and the explosion does not hurt the ground. So as you can see here, I have created an army of zombies, and I have also given myself the night vision effect. And I did this to show off Cosmic Impact against a crowd of enemies. So let me just gather these zombies all into one general location, and then go ahead and use this. And this also gives me an opportunity to showcase the rebounding ability, which causes melee attacks dealt to you to knock your attacker back slightly, because just the way your body is built means you are fantastic at reflecting minor impacts. And if you see here, when they hit me, they are in fact shoved back slightly. This is extremely useful in a PvP situation because of your reduced sprinting speed and increased falling speed. Your mobility on foot is decreased rather, by a pretty decent amount. And in a combat situation with another player, this can get you killed. So this ability exists to help mitigate that and prevent you from being comboed just into oblivion. Moving on to Meteor Skin, you have +4 armor, 25% knockback resistance, and you cannot catch on fire. This does not prevent you from taking fire damage, however. So if you were to fall into lava, you would still take damage as normal, but as soon as you leave the lava, you would no longer be on fire, because the skin is created of an incombustible substance that prevents you from catching on fire. Moving on to metabolic efficiency, you can see here you have 50% hunger loss, which means you lose hunger 50% more slowly or half as fast. But however, you do gain 30% less hunger and saturation from eating. This is because of the way your body has adapted to like survive travel through space. All right, so as you can see here, I have reduced my hunger and given myself three of the most common food items: bread, steak, and golden carrots. I will eat the bread. You can see here, I'm using the apple skin mod. So the hunger overlay is the amount that it should give me in normal, just vanilla Minecraft. However, when I eat it here, because of the because of the eating debuff, you do only gain 70% of what this bread would have given you normally. And that does round down because you cannot have decimal hunger values. But I do believe you can have decimal saturation values. It's just that that does not display typically. If I go ahead and eat the steak, you can see what it should give me and what it does actually give me. I'll really quickly apply this to myself again a couple times just to remove saturation to make the golden carrot more noticeable. So as you can see here, that is what the golden carrot should give me normally. But when I eat it here, it does not give me quite that much. So let's go eat it again. This does make healing in combat a little bit more difficult, but that's all right because you do have the built-in armor toughness from your meteor skin ability. Moving on to the disadvantages, the cumbersome that I went over earlier increases your falling speed by 25%, reduces your attack speed by 10%, reduces your sprinting speed by 5%, makes it so that you cannot swim and you cannot glide with an elytra. This is because of the density of your armored flesh. Like you came from space, when you hit the ground, you made a big ol' explosion. So it only makes sense that you're slowed down a little bit by the density of your own body. Extinction event is the ability you saw at the start here, which causes you to spawn and respawn in the air above building limit. When you land, you will cause a moderately sized destructive explosion, but you yourself do not take damage from this ability. To mitigate the downside of this ability, it is important to build something along the lines of a waterlogged leaf platform above your base or an obsidian platform above your base in the sky, so that when you respawn, you do not fall down and destroy your base. I'll give you an example really quickly here of how it works when you set your spawn point in a bed. So as you can see here, my spawn point is now set. I will go ahead and slash kill myself, and you can see I respawn in the air directly above the bed. And I will come crashing back down, which does destroy the bed and everything around it. This ability can be weaponized, however. If you were to engage in combat with a boss, such as the Wither, or a player near your spawn point, and you were to lose, you could come back out of the sky and land directly on top of them, because this explosion does damage equivalent to a charged creeper, which means it can one-shot full protection for netherite, but it is very hard to aim. All right, moving on to the final disadvantage, you can see here, realm bound. You cannot set your spawn point in any dimension other than the overworld. And this is because you need the actual sky above your head in order to respawn properly. Because, you fall out of the sky. It only makes sense that it's going to take you have to be in a dimension with an actual sky. The end kind of counts, but since there's no way to set your spawn in the end in vanilla Minecraft, aside from using commands, of course, I just have discredited that completely. If you're using mods, of course, you can still set your spawn point there because I have not included modded items in the blacklist for blocks you are able to use to set your spawn. And one final thing, though, is that Realmbound does not prevent you from using beds in the Nether or anything like that. So you can still bed mine for Netherite. That ability is not taken away from you. All right, thank you very much for coming to my very first Origins showcase. If you're hearing this, I appreciate you for staying to the end. I really do. And please remember to give this video a like and maybe subscribe. It really, really means a lot to me, and it will encourage me to keep doing these things in the future, because this is not the only Origin I've made. I do really enjoy making these things. So if I'm able to also create YouTube showcases of them and have those, be watched, I will be doing that in the future now. All right, see you later. Bye.